Wake up like a warrior. Stoic morning rituals that build an unbreakable mind. Welcome to Fire Within Tales. If your mornings feel chaotic, if you wake up feeling lost, unfocused, or already behind, this video is for you. Take a moment to subscribe to the channel. What you're about to hear is not motivation. It's transformation. Most people wake up already defeated. Their minds are not their own. They reach for their phones before they even remember who they are. Messages, notifications, bad news, regrets, expectations. They step into the world reactive, anxious, uncentered. No one ever taught them how to start the day like a warrior. No one taught them how to build a mind that cannot be broken. But a few do it differently. They don't wake up chasing dopamine. They don't need coffee to feel alive. They don't wait for motivation to act, because they've built something sacred, a morning ritual. Not a habit, not a hack. A ritual, a sequence of decisions, practiced every day, that forges mental steel before the world even has a chance to shake them. Where does it come from? From an ancient philosophy. From the minds of those who led armies, faced death, ruled empires, and still kept their soul intact. It's called Stoicism. It's not for the weak. It's not about comfort. It's about clarity, resilience, power. A Stoic morning doesn't begin with ease. It begins with silence. It doesn't promise good vibes. It prepares you for battle. It doesn't numb your senses. It sharpens them. You don't wake up asking, "What do I feel like doing today?" You wake up asking, "What must be done no matter what?" Because the truth is, your morning is the battlefield. And if you lose it, the rest of the day is already compromised. But if you win it, quietly, intentionally, relentlessly, the rest of the world cannot touch you. A Stoic doesn't try to control the chaos outside. They master the order within. They don't need the world to calm down. They calm themselves first. And that is what this video is about. Not some fluffy morning routine, not 10 tips to be productive, but a mental ritual forged in fire, built for men and women who choose to be unbreakable, who wake up knowing that nothing is promised, that death could come today. And because of that, they live with urgency, purpose, and peace. If that sounds like the person you're becoming, you're in the right place. And if you're ready to take your power back, morning by morning, step by step, keep watching. Make sure you're subscribed, because this is just the beginning. The world doesn't need more people who wake up afraid. It needs more people who wake up stoic. Let's begin. What is Stoicism, and why morning matters? Stoicism is not a religion. It's not self-help. It's not positive thinking. It's a discipline. A framework for facing life as it is, not as you wish it to be. It began in the streets of Athens. It was forged in the fire of Roman battlefields, and it was lived by emperors, generals, slaves, and philosophers alike. Because it's not about your status, it's about your state of mind. At the heart of Stoicism is one truth. You do not control what happens, but you control how you respond. You don't command the weather, or people, or fate. You command yourself, your focus, your reactions, your effort. That's where your power is. That's the only thing that can't be taken from you, unless you give it away. That's why the morning is everything. It's the only part of the day the world hasn't touched yet. It's when the mind is quiet. It's when the world hasn't made its demands. And it's your one chance to build mental armor before the noise comes. Marcus Aurelius, emperor of Rome, didn't wake up to comfort. He woke up to prepare his mind. He reminded himself, even as the ruler of the world, that he was mortal, that people would lie, that plans would fail, that he must remain unshaken. That's what Stoic mornings are for, to remind yourself of the truth, so no lie can confuse you later. To face the hardest possibility, so nothing surprises you. To anchor your mind, so you don't get swept away by trivial things. Because without that anchor, your day becomes a storm. Someone cuts you off in traffic. you explode. Someone criticizes your work, you crumble. Someone ignores your message, you doubt your worth. All because you didn't take the time to become solid in the morning. The Stoics believed this deeply, that if you start the day strong, you will finish it stronger. That if you train your mind before the world touches it, the world will not break you. That's why this video is not just about what to do in the morning, it's about how to be still, grounded, powerful. Not because things are easy, but because your soul is ready for war and at peace with the outcome. In the next part of this video, we'll walk through the exact Stoic rituals you can use every morning. Practices that take minutes, but build resilience for years. Practices that pull you out of anxiety, out of weakness, and into your strongest self. Stay with me. If you haven't already, subscribe to Fire Within Tales, where we don't just chase strength, we forge it. Let's move on. The 4 morning rituals of a Stoic mind. Ritual 1. Stillness before the storm. The first thing a Stoic does is simple, but it's powerful. They do nothing. They sit, awake, present, in silence. No phone, no music, no stimulation, just stillness. Because silence is not the absence of sound, it's the absence of distraction. And in that silence, you meet your real self. Not the version you perform for others, not the version worried about likes, comments, deadlines, but the one that exists beneath it all. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Nowhere can a man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." This is where your day should begin. Not in your inbox, not in the noise, but in your inner fortress. Start with 5 minutes. Sit upright. Breathe deeply. Observe your thoughts without judgment. Let them come. Let them go. Return to breath. Return to silence. That's the first step to mastering your day and yourself. Ritual 2. Memento mori. Remember you will die. Most people fear death. A Stoic uses it. Memento mori means, remember, you must die. It's not morbid, it's liberating. Because when you remember you might not wake up tomorrow, you stop wasting time today. You stop holding grudges. You stop waiting for the perfect moment. You stop needing everyone's approval. And you start living, fully, honestly, urgently. Each morning, take a moment and ask yourself, what if this was the last day I ever get? Would you scroll for hours? Would you complain? Or would you act with courage, say what matters, and become who you're meant to be? Death is not the enemy. Forgetfulness is. Forgetting how precious this life is. Forgetting that today is a gift, not a given. Remember death, and you will remember to live. Ritual 3. Negative visualization. The Stoics did something strange. They imagined things going wrong before they did. Losing money, being betrayed, failing, even losing loved ones. Why? To prepare the mind, to eliminate surprise, to strengthen the soul. Each morning visualize one thing going wrong, not to obsess, not to attract it, but to practice acceptance, to feel it in your bones, and still remain calm. If you expect only sunshine, you panic when it rains. But if you've rehearsed the storm, you walk through it with grace. That's the Stoic way. Prepare for the worst. Appreciate the best. Control how you respond, not what happens. Ritual 4. Define the inner scorecard. The world will try to tell you what success looks like. Money, applause, followers, status. But a Stoic wakes up and defines their own measure. They choose to live by the inner scorecard. Each morning, ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be today? Strong, honest, focused, calm. Not because someone's watching, but because you are. Set your intention. Not a to-do list, a to-be list. Write it down if you must. Then live it. That's the final ritual. Not chasing perfection, but showing up, fully aligned with your values. And when your actions match your principles, there is no anxiety, no shame, no regret, only power. 4 rituals: stillness, mortality, preparation, intention. Not complicated, but transformative. These are not for everyone, but they are for you, if you've made the decision to become unbreakable. Next, we'll explore how these rituals, practiced consistently, will reshape your entire mindset, not just in the morning, but for life. If you find this valuable, subscribe to Fire Within Tales, because this is not entertainment. This is your edge, the transformation. Something happens when you practice like a Stoic. Not once, not twice, but every single day. Before the world wakes up, before your phone lights up, before anyone else gets a piece of you, you claim yourself. You no longer walk into the day searching for peace. You bring it with you. You don't beg the world to treat you better. You treat yourself with so much discipline the world either respects it or disappears. You stop overreacting. The small things no longer feel like attacks. A delay is just time. An insult is just noise. You no longer need to control the room because you control the only thing that matters: yourself. These rituals strip away your weakness. They remove your excuses. They silence your inner chaos. They reveal something that was always there, but buried under distraction, guilt, and fear. Your still core, your unshakable center. You become someone who can be trusted, not just by others, but by yourself. Because now when you say you will do something, you do it. You don't negotiate with your emotions. You don't need the world to be perfect. You move anyway. You act anyway. You lead, even if no one is watching. You start living from principle, not from mood, not from comfort, not from impulse, but from something stronger, something earned. People will notice. They won't know what it is at first, but they'll feel it. Your presence, your silence, your certainty. They'll ask, how do you stay so calm? How do you stay focused while everything's falling apart? And you'll know. It wasn't a miracle. It was morning by morning, ritual by ritual, choice by choice. You became unbreakable by choosing to be unbreakable when no one else was looking. And now you don't chase peace, you carry it. You don't chase power, you are it. Quiet, grounded, relentless. That's what this path gives you, not comfort, but clarity, not ease, but edge. If that's who you're becoming, then let this be your reminder. The world doesn't need more noise, it needs more depth. It needs more people who begin their day in silence and walk into chaos with calm. You are not here to be like the rest. You are here to rise while they sleep, to prepare while they panic, to focus while they scroll. This is your path. This is your time. And it begins again, tomorrow morning. Next, we'll conclude with a quiet but firm reminder, a final push to commit, not just for tomorrow, but for life. If this has shifted something in you, subscribe to Fire Within Tales. You don't need more noise. You need more reminders like this. Become the warrior every morning. No one will know if you do these rituals. No one will praise you for sitting in silence. No one will clap when you reject comfort for clarity. And that's the point. This is not for the world. This is for you. Because deep down, you know. There's a version of you that's undistracted, untouched by drama, unchained from fear. It's not louder, it's not richer, it's just cleaner, stronger, and waiting. The path to that version is not found in motivation. It's not found in hacks. It's found in small decisions, repeated without applause, You don't need to do everything. You just need to begin. One morning, 5 minutes of silence, a moment of remembering death, a thought of loss, not to suffer but to prepare. And one simple question: what kind of person do I choose to be today? You will not always feel like doing it. Do it anyway. You will not always feel stronger when you start. You will when you finish, because no ritual works unless you do. And the only difference between who you are and who you could be is what you do when no one is watching. So tomorrow, when the alarm goes off, don't reach for distraction. Don't scroll. Don't chase anything. Sit. Breathe. Remember. Visualize. Choose. And when you rise, do it like a man who owns himself. Not because the world is watching, but because you are. This is how warriors are made. In the quiet, in the early, in the forgotten hours no one celebrates. Make your morning your fortress. Make your silence your power. Make your choices your proof. And if you ever forget who you are, come back to this. Come back to yourself. If this spoke to you, subscribe to Fire Within Tales. This is not motivation. This is the mirror. And it's time you looked into it. Every morning. Until next time. Be still. Be disciplined. Be unbreakable.